Hey folks, welcome back to West Virginia Cryptids and Strange Encounters. It's Christmas Eve and didn't have much to do today. Got a little bit of family stuff later. So one of my boys and I came up to an old church in a graveyard. There's a lot of history behind this church and, well, let's say lore behind the graveyard and the church about it being haunted and about a witch being buried in the graveyard. I've never found any records or anything like that, or any kind of evidence, to substantiate the whole witch thing. But the church itself and the graveyard, I have experienced some weird things here over the years. I've investigated it dozens of times. Not every time do we have activity, but we have had activity here multiple times that will always keep me coming back. It's been a while since I've been here and decided to come out and just sit around and see what we hear or see what we can experience. I want to show you what it looks like outside today. It is quite foggy, kind of eerie, kind of cool. It's pretty neat looking, but it's on top of a mountain all by itself. The church itself was established in 1866. This is the graveyard attached to it. And straight across there is the supposed witch's grave. Like I said, I haven't found any kind of records that would suggest that she was an actual witch. Actually, the things I have found would probably, contradict that. But we have had some things happen in this graveyard that, like I said, has kept me coming back for several years. For instance, I'll just tell you one little story. I was here, probably 15 years ago, I'd say it has been now. And me and my oldest son come up, and a couple other people we knew, and we ran into another group up here, a small group that or just wanted to get into investigating, is what the leader was telling me. He said, we just got started, and this is one of the places they had on their list. This is like a bucket list place for them. Well, the guy that led the group was standing right here by the gate. The other guy was standing approximately right here, and I was standing right here about this first post. And I don't know if you can see that tree. That's a big cedar tree. We were just standing here chit-chatting, and I look across, right in there, I see a figure. Thinking it might have been somebody that was here with the group. I didn't think of it too much at first. And I started looking very closely, and I noticed that this figure was just black. It was just like a shadow. And the camera doesn't do it justice, but that is probably 60 yards, maybe at the most, 50, 60 yards. It kind of makes it look a lot farther on the camera. But what I did is, like I said, I was here at the second post. I walked down to probably right here in between these, somewhere, not necessarily in the middle, but somewhere in between these two posts. And I was looking, as you can see, it gets a better view. It opens it up there a little bit. I leaned in toward over the fence and was trying to get a good view, in the dark, because it was a moonlit night, but still you could see. And what I seen there just disappeared, just like blipped right out, basically. Almost like the black figure just shut off. Say like it was on TV and the TV just shut off. And right after that happened, one of the guys that was on this side of the fence, the guy that was talking, the leader was on that side of the fence. Or I won't say leader, founder of that group was on that side of the fence. And the one guy was here. He goes, "Did you see that? Oh my God, did you see that?" And I asked him, so what did you see? And he described exactly what I saw. And I was like, yeah, I seen it as well. And at that point in time, that was his first time being out investigating. He immediately said, "I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore." He said, "I'm out of here." He said, I don't, it's not for me. So they subsequently left right after that. And I've never heard from them again. So I don't know if they ever continued to investigate, because I, you know, kept in or wanted to keep in contact with them since they were a local group, but they never got back with me, and I was never able to get a hold of the founder. So I assumed that they gave up. So we're just up here. We'll go back into church and just hang out for a little bit. We got a couple K2 meters, just random or just basic little things. K2 meter. Get the little spirit box going. Jax is in here sitting, just chilling out, see if anything comes across. But yeah, there's been a few things happen inside the church as well. I actually had the door open on me at one time. I actually had, there used to be 4 chairs that sat right here. I actually seen one of those chairs move. It actually shifted like 90 degrees, like from pointing directly at me to pointing complete sideways. And yeah, it's been an interesting place to be. So we're just gonna sit here, chill out, ask a few questions for the spirit box. See if we got the K2, which I don't know if you can see down there. We got, yeah, there's the one, there's the other. Just see if anything comes across, if anything happened. Just gonna sit for a little bit. If not, you know, at least we got out and done a few things for, you know, some father-son time together. So I'll turn this around and put it on the K2 and see if anything happens. All right, it just sat down, and you see we got a little bit of activity on the K2. Looks like, here we go. It's the only one going off. That one over there is not. They said the spirit box is running. So we'll be catching that. Back this up a little bit. Is there anybody in the church here with us today? Can you come forward and come next to that green light right there? It's not something that'll hurt you. It's just a little piece of technology that will tell us you're here. There we go. Going off again. All right, thank you. I'm glad you came to see us. We're going to use this little piece of equipment here to kind of an answering device. You know, if you want to answer yes, please take the light as far as you can. Red is always better. Thank you. Okay, you can back away from it for a minute and we'll get started. Can you please do that? Thank you. I want everybody to see that that one is not going off. No, I should have done that while this one was. I just want to ask you one question to start with. Are you, or have you been, or were you a member of this church? Hey folks, I just want to jump in the video here real quick, and because of EVP, I don't know, to me it sounds like it says get out of here, but once I got home, I just got home just a few minutes ago, I took my jacket off and noticed that, I'll put a picture, I have 2 scratches on my arm, right there, and also, I don't remember feeling that, I didn't do that anywhere else, and also there's blood on the inside of my coat. I'll put a picture of that up here too. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I just now noticed it. Got 2 scratches. Don't know if it happened at that point or when, or I didn't feel it. I didn't even notice it until I took my coat off. So, like I said, the higher you go is the better. If you can get to red, that's fine. If not, any lights will work. So were you a member of this church? Or are you still a member of the church? Let me pull this over here folks, so you can probably hear it a little better. I don't want it to be too loud. You can also focus your energy and communicate through this little radio thing here I got. Use the white noise and you focus your voice right through it. You can communicate with us through it. Are you a founding member of the church? I've seen there's several names on a plaque up there. Are you part of one of the families? Thank you. Here's that folder. Put that in it. And then you get to read the names. Okay, the names we have are Moore. Are you a Moore? How about a Harvey? Are you a Harvey? How about a Wetzel? Are you part of the Wetzel family? Let me get somebody right here. Somebody pulling it. How about Christ? Is your name Christ? Are you part of that family? Sutton. Are you part of the Sutton family? How about Gallagher? Are you part of the Gallagher family? Stephen? Are you part of the Did you off? Huh? So you're part of the Stevens family? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, let me ask you this. Are you Simon Stevens? Are you Matilda Stevens? Yeah, I'll give you enough time to answer that. Are you Simon Stevens? You want to turn it off? It won't turn down. It's weird. You got to turn it off in order to turn it down. No, it shows that I don't know what that is. It won't go down unless you turn it off. I don't know what it is about this. You have to turn it off, turn it down, and turn it back on. Let me turn it off. Are you Simon Stevens? Are you Matilda? Are you just part of that family? Are you somebody else? I know some Stevens. I went to school with some Stevens. They're from right here around Mannington area. Joetown, over in that area. Are you from either one of those locations? Turn this off for a few minutes. Do you like what they've done with the church? They've really cleaned it up, made it much nicer in here. Several years ago, when I used to come in here, it was, I guess you say, not run down, but just colder. They didn't have the heat like they do now. The pews didn't have the cushions. They actually got some nicer, newer pews, or nicer, different pews. I don't want to say newer. And they put the nice small addition on the back here for, I guess you'd say it's a little annex of some sort. It's really, really nice. The upkeep's been really done nice here over the past several years. What the heck was that? Your pop? Your boo-boo? Well, thank you. I know this is kind of a morbid question, but are you, by any chance, buried outside? I mean, I'm not being offensive, I'm not trying to be. If you can make it go as far as you can to red, or at least close, you know, for an answer. You know, thank you, that's a little better. Are we able to find you outside if we went out and looked? We got to go together, so I wonder if we could find somebody with the name Stevens outside. Would you like for us to come outside and see if we can visit you? Just get as close as you can. Focus your energy as much as you can and put them lights as far as you can to help us understand your communication with us. You just see something float by the screen? Huh? Folks, I'm not a great big proponent of orbs, but that was pretty cool that we've seen something go down past the screen. Huh?
Piece of dust.
Huh?
Piece of dust.
Did you see it?
In the air?
You seen the dust in the air? Okay, I didn't see it. I just saw it on the screen of the camera. Okay, Jack said it was a piece of dust. He was able to see it. From my vantage point, all I could see was on the screen. Would you like for us to come outside? Take it all the way up as far as you can. I'm going to move this other one over as well and see what happens. Let's see if we get two of them to go off. Does that mean you'd like for us to come outside? That's it. Can you touch both of them? You want to go outside? Or you want to sit here? I can take the camera out. You want to sit here and watch those? I'll take mine out. And if you can cut yours, and if anything comes up, we catch it on yours.
Go out too.
You want to go out too?
I guess.
All right, we're going to come outside. We're going to come out and we'll see if we can find you and pay you a visit. Okay, so we're looking for Stevens. Oh, look right there. There's Matilda and Simon right there. I did not know, I never paid attention to that before. So we have the first ones off through the gate. We have Stevens. We have father, mother, Thomas. Oh, I didn't catch that on the camera. It's not, you can't see that here. Very good on the camera. I just had it spike here. So, are we talking to Thomas? (1809 to 1895). So, wow, they must be maybe. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out here. It says mother, father. That's probably for the flu hardies up there. Then we have Mary Ida Stevens. But I got a spike on here. See, out there comes out and comes out clear. I think this one's starting to die is why. All right. So we're at some Stevens here. As you can see, we have Thomas. When I walked over here with the meter I had, it spiked immediately. But now I can't see it because it seems to be going dead. So these would be the founding family, apparently, which Thomas here is much older, 1809 to 1895. He lived to be a rather old feller. It's pretty old for them back in them days. Oh, there it goes off again. It's going off again. Okay, so he wanted, I guess he either didn't like it or thought, appreciated that comment. All right, I want to thank you, Thomas. I mean, I'm assuming that's who we're talking to. Thank you. I don't want to be offensive. I mean, if I am, I'm sorry. I don't want to offend you. But I would just, comment that you seem to have lived a long life for back then. For that time, that many years. Yeah. That's an accomplishment in most of the time, of that time. I'm sorry. But it also looks like Simon, wow, Simon, quite old too, 1839 to 1924. But I want to thank you, Thomas, for talking to us. I appreciate your time. A little damp and chilly out here, isn't it? Yeah, you think so too? Yep, it is damp and chilly, ain't it? Thank you, sir. Well, like I said, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I appreciate you communicating with us. Maybe sometime we can come back and talk to you a little bit more. Would that be okay? Are you okay with that if we come back? Okay, maybe. I guess maybe you're not. I'm sorry if we've offended you at all. Well, we want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. We just come up for just a short, investigation, I guess you'd say. To Mr. Stevens, I want to thank you for communicating with us, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Let's take a walk around here, just see what else we can find. Oh, I guess he's answering back. Thank you, sir. All right, folks, this is the Highland Cemetery. Like I said, I've been up here many times, have seen some strange things here. And there's another founding family, the Gallagher family. But I just want to take you over and show you what makes this church, well, mainly the cemetery, popular in this area. The lore behind the witch story. Or the person behind the witch lore is what I meant to say. And again, every time I come up here, somebody does it. The bow stones. This is the witch's grave. Let me zoom out a little bit here. This is Cyrilda Jane Wetzel. As you can see, her stone and the stone here, which the lore behind this one is this was her nephew who was a warlock. Now, for years, when I come up here, this stone was never bothered, but now people come up and they turn the stones. People that don't know any better say, oh, the stones are backwards, the stones are backwards. No, they're actually loose, and people come up and turn them all the time. As you can see, they're loose, both of them. And I have turned them back to the way they should be multiple times. This one here, like I said, for years was never turned, but now people decided to turn it as well. That part of the story has grown a little bigger over the past few years. But yeah, that's the whole story. That Cyrilda Jane Wetzel was a witch. Like I said, but some of the research I've done, there's just no substance behind that story. She seems to was a rather well-known lady, by my understanding. And like I said, you heard me in there talk about how the Wetzel family was a founding member of the church. And my understanding, that was her mom and dad. That's a little investigation just for the heck of it today, just to get out and do something. I had to get out of the house. And brought Jax along. Got him out here on the back roads, letting him drive a little bit. He'll be getting his license here soon. So he's getting a little practice in. But yeah, the whole story behind the witch, I think is like kind of far-fetched. There's a couple reasons why. Did I fall in my pocket? There's just no evidence of it, just other than stories, and they don't seem to be too old of stories. They're for the most part. And three, why would they? If this, why would they bury a witch here in a, Christian cemetery? I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Kind of weird. So yeah, there you go, folks. Just a little short out and about. Do a little small investigation. hopefully you enjoyed it. And Merry Christmas, everybody. And if I don't see you again, on here for the New Year's, Happy New Year. Everybody stay safe out there. And we'll see you next time.